Have you ever heard an album that just made your brain go, what the fuck? For today's Headphone Hideaway, I want to talk about the 2007 release from Dissonance, minus the Herd. For those of you unfamiliar with Dissonance, they're a heavy metal band from Canada who specialize in total fucking chaos. When this album came out, it really blew my brain open because nothing else I was listening to at the time sounded anything like this. Sure, there's plenty of influence that you can hear in here, ranging from the early era Dillinger Escape Plan to early era Meshuggah and everything in between those sonic spectrums, but they were able to create something that was undeniably their own, and in their own right, I think they became a hugely influential band for a lot of acts to follow after they released this album. The thing that I think is really cool about the way this band uses their influence, though, is they were able to really take the best parts of all of these other bands, you know, going back to Dillinger Escape Plan and Meshuggah, for example. At the time, I was obsessed with both of those bands, but they were both going through some changes. Dillinger Escape Plan had been incorporating a lot of different styles of music into their material, and Meshuggah had been just getting a lot more selfish with their songwriting, you know, longer songs, more progressive in some ways. And I mean, in a way, Meshuggah's always kind of been Meshuggah. They're very AC/DC in that regard. No hate. I love the band. Just saying. But at the time, this came out and it kind of took the best of both of those worlds and just threw it in a fucking blender, you know? There's no fluff when it comes to Dissonance. They have undeniable chaos and technicality, but like unforgivable groove. And these songs are very short. They're to the fucking point. They almost have like, not necessarily a pop structure to them, but a structure in a way where it's like, it's a simple fucking song, but all of the parts are so complex and blend so well together that, you know, you don't really think about it. I think one of the things that's kind of, you know, rubbed me the wrong way about a lot of bands in the heavy metal genre over the past decade or more is like structure. A lot of bands have like seemed to given up or decided to neglect the concept of a proper song structure in exchange for just like cool part followed by another cool part followed by another cool part. And I like cool parts, don't get me wrong, but I also like songs. And for as insane and off the charts as a band like Dissonance is, they never fucking compromised the songwriting, and they continue to do it to this day. I think the album that they put out after this, Cursed, is undeniably their best album and probably one of the best heavy metal albums of my lifetime. But the only reason I'm not holding Cursed is because they never fucking pressed it on vinyl. So I don't know what the fuck's up with that. Shit happens. It's okay. But anyways, we're going back to this. This is a fantastic album. And if you're into extreme heavy music, regardless of subgenre, whatever you want to classify this as, you're fucking up if you haven't heard this, because it is insanely ahead of its time. 2007. If you listen to this album, think about stuff that came out before this that sounded like it, that wasn't Meshuggah or Dillinger Escape Plan, and then think about everything that sounded like this afterwards, and you'll definitely see how this band most definitely influenced an entire fucking new breed of musicians and bands and styles. And yeah, you know, in some regards, I don't know if this band has ever gotten the credit that they were due as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I know a lot of people that like this kind of music and are nerdy about it, so people know about this fucking band. But, you know, they haven't been incredibly active over the past decade. They put out that Cursed record in 2010. Then they put out another album called Cast the First Stone, I think, in 2016. But They haven't toured a shit ton. They're not super active. And there are a ton of other bands that are doing stuff like this nowadays that are just out there more. So I think that, you know, for whatever reason, this band has kind of been forgotten, I think, with a younger demographic of people that are into heavy music. I could be wrong. I don't know what the fuck the kids are listening to these days. I just feel like even when Cursed came out, I don't feel like enough people were talking about it. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just not listening. Maybe everybody's talking about this band and I'm a fucking idiot. But regardless of what this band is up to, why they aren't as active as I wish they were, and blah, 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 this is a great album. So I just want everybody to listen to this one today. If you want to fucking, I don't know, if you want to listen to some stuff that's just going to make you feel like you're melting into a goddamn puddle of fucking gross riffs and time signatures and groove, ugh, give this a listen. I'll be back again in a few days with another suggestion. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's feeling okay. And I'll see you when I see you. Peace.